I just finished watching international news, and here's what I've learned. Our allies are turning on us. France, Japan, the Philippines, the United Kingdom, they're turning. And there's dozens of other nations that are cutting deals with Iran. A container ship that came from France, it went through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, if you recall, Donald Trump has been mocking France, and somehow France just sailed right through the Strait of Hormuz. And how do you think they did that? They went to the United Nations Security Council and brokered a deal. Now, Bloomberg said that they have definitely set up a toll system through the Strait of Hormuz, so I'm sure France had to spend some money to get that cargo ship. But let's be clear, if Iran allowed it through, it's because of diplomacy, and France isn't the only one. Let's talk about Japan. Japan is in a crisis for LNG, liquefied natural gas. Everything runs on liquefied natural gas. Their economy, their heat, their electricity, all of it. And Japan needed a tanker of LNG to come through the Strait of Hormuz. The Prime Minister, Takahashi, they made a deal with Iran too. And they got a tanker through yesterday. And the word on the international streets is they went through Russia to negotiate that deal. Iran's not stupid. They know that they need to keep diplomacy between some of these countries if they ever want to take down the United States. And they're doing a fantastic job with that. President Macron, the president of France, yeah, they had a meeting in Seoul. And during that meeting, he said they need to establish a new order. Now, what do you think that means? He's publicly saying that the Americans' lead on international matters is over, and they're thinking it's time to build something else, honey. He went on to say that there's opportunities for allegiances between Korea and France, and he said he could bring other nations along with him. He said they're going to bring Canada, Japan, Brazil, India, and Australia, and other European nations. That's a huge portion of the international community that are saying they no longer trust America. Macron said that they don't want to depend on the dominance of China, nor the instability of the United States. He also said that 6 months ago, they were told by the Americans that everything had been destroyed, and now they're being roped into this bullshit war. So he's flat out calling the United States president a liar. Philippines said that they made a great deal with Iran, that they're grateful for the cooperation of the Iranians. You heard that? Cooperation. The UK has said that they're going to meet with 35 countries to have a conversation, and the United States was not one of those countries. They're getting their ducks in a row before Trump walks away from this war. They're going to have everything in line, and Iran is going to be a new superpower. French general was literally mocking the Trump administration. He said that the plan that Trump came up with to build a runway to extract uranium is insane. He said American officials should stop snorting cocaine in between meetings. And that's what's going on in the international news. I just finished.
Hey, folks. It's a wrap. Yeah. That's what I woke up to. This is really gonna be a brain dump. And China said, yeah, fuck around, find out. China said that too. You do what you want. You do what you want. Captain America, you do what you want. You go ahead and fuck around with one of our tankers. See what happens. Yeah. Captain America, China, we're the real superpower. Do you hear our allies over there? They had enough. They had enough of the wickedness and the weirdness. It's a wrap, y'all. Have you started? Let me get you started. First of all, buy a pad of paper. Then buy a pencil or a pen, whatever your preference is to actually write stuff down. Don't do it on your phone. Don't do that. That doesn't help. It doesn't. It's because it's got to be a physical thing, so it can go into your body. Write shit down that you plan on doing for yourself and for your families. Did you hear him say the Philippines? Where am I? Thank you, Philippines. Thank you for being a great host. Appreciate y'all. Do you guys know the relationship? Let's start here. This is a brain dump. This video is for information, education, entertainment purposes only. The relationship between the United States and the Philippines is pretty strong, okay? And the Philippines definitely, at some points in history, were grateful for the United States, okay? At other points, they were not grateful. For instance, when they came here and colonized the United States after the Spaniards had their way. So they weren't happy then. Then there was another time in the relationship when it got really strong, when the Japanese started putzing around over here in the Philippines. And the United States helped out then. But the Filipinas and the Filipinos also know when they see a lunatic. And so they now have, you just heard it like I heard it. So all those little deals that they made to get bases back over here to, I guess, help out the United States and take care of China. See, I'm over here, right? I'm over here. That's why I got the Chinese visa. That's why I did that. Because I could see all this shit coming. And if I can see it, everybody else can see it. And if you want to be awake and actually see what's going on, but everybody, and then you have content creators coming on here and trying to express themselves so that you guys understand without saying, just some of us are saying it, wake the fuck up. Do you guys like that? This is a brain dump. This video is for information, education, and I didn't want to come off too raw, but I had to come off raw. Y'all, come on. What's going on? And then the other video that I saw, you guys know that the United States is bankrupt. Do y'all real? Insolvent is the proper financial term. Insolvent. I know it's kind of a big word, but let me break it down to you. You know, like you have a solvent to help make something diluted. You know, you make it thinner. A solvent. Does that help? Well, okay. Let's do it like this. You got oil and water, right? Oil and water, and you put them in a glass, and you can see it, and they separate because the water doesn't dissolve in solvent. It doesn't dissolve the oil, right? Is that a good example? That might not be too good. Basically, the United States is out of fucking money. We've spent more, just like a credit card. We spent more than we can pay back. Yeah, that's where the United States is. Supposed to be the richest country in the world. No, only in their minds. I just saw a whole video, it was in fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a link to it, and I'm gonna do that for y'all, so y'all can watch. It's great. Sister, she's talking about breaking it down. That's the world she lives in, and she's breaking it down. Salud. Gonna make fun of France. Gonna make fun of, can't talk about, you're gonna We're just gonna take you're up north. You're the neighbors up there, but go ahead, Canada. We're just gonna go ahead and just take you, make you a state too. Really, a sovereign country. Really. If they don't get that lunatic out of that office, I'm talking about like yesterday, they're gonna be shooting shit at us. And there ain't gonna be a damn thing we can do about it because we've used all of our shit over there in Iran trying to fuck around because this guy's in the Epstein files. That's why all this is happening. And they're bankrupt. And so that's what people do when they get their backs against the wall, they start lashing because there's no, where you gonna go? Where you going? Where you going? So you start flailing and then temper tantrums because of your mediocrity. Because you just, yeah, y'all colonizers. Let's talk about China. I was in China, last week? They're doing well. See, I got the visa also so I could go over there, see what's going on for myself. Not hearing about it from the propaganda that comes out of the mediocrity over there, over there over there in the West. That propaganda that comes out that says the Chinas are all fucked up and got it backwards and walking down the street, getting lost. And no, see, y'all are lost. Allies are done with us. Allies are done with the bullshit. Empires fall. I've said this in other videos. Empires do not last. History has taught us this. All empires fall, y'all. It just so happens you're alive right now while this one is fucking falling to pieces. And so as it's falling to pieces, folks are going on because they think they because of the propaganda, they believe that the United States is the top dog. United States is not the top dog, y'all. And I'm from the United States. I am truly a patriot. That's why I come on here for y'all. I'm a patriot. I fought for this country, that over there, that country. So it's my responsibility to let you guys know that they're doing everything opposite of what the Constitution says. Everything opposite. And guess where it started? And they told you about it. They actually wrote it down. They actually wrote it down and put it online so you could read it at your leisure. But what did you decide to do? We talked about this. You decided you can go ahead and watch Super Bowl. I made a whole video about that when I was in Vietnam. Remember? Go back and find it. Look at it now and see how clear it is now. You should have been reading the fucking Project 2025 because that's exactly what's happening right now. They're doing everything that they wrote down in that. This is a brain dump. This video is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. I'm so glad I came back over here, y'all. Somebody asked me in the comments, so you coming back? I think I left it blank because I wanted to talk about that. Unfortunately, I have to. Unfortunately, because I have property. But that doesn't mean I have to stay. It's still on. Okay, I have a home overseas. I have a home in the Matrix. In the Matrix, the government is collapsing actually right now in the Matrix, and the Philippines everything seems to be civil and the people are nice and you get treated with respect. Even as a man of color, I have no problems with taking care of any business, daily activities, no strange looks, no Karens or Jossers wandering around asking me what I'm doing and why I'm in this space, none of that. And then wait a minute, the Matrix. When I landed the last time I got off the airplane, a fucking Karen walked right up in my face and said, do you realize that that's global entry? And I looked at her like she was fucking stupid. So, decision, should I stay in the Matrix or should I just leave and stay in the Philippines? That was an example of what y'all need to be doing. Just make a column. One side, pros and cons of this place, pros and cons of another place. And if you're gonna stay in this place, figure out what you're gonna do to survive in a space where you're not wanted and they have created a structure in such a way that you will never be able to achieve anything that they've told you, that whole American dream thing. Yeah, you need to do that. And you also, if you really are that kind of an ambitious person and you really have empathy, you should start looking out for your children, what you're going to do for your kids. Do you want them to grow up in that environment? And that's everybody. It's not just people that look like me. It's all of y'all. It's the white folk, y'all too. Because y'all are going to be the ones also up in the concentration camps. They're showing you that already. They're demonstrating that all yet. You haven't heard all these stories? They're already reporting on it. The conditions. Do you think that they have spent billions of dollars to build concentration camps and not do anything with them? There's a reason that they're being built. It is truly a new world order. They told George H.W. Bush said it in front of the whole fucking Congress. Shit, over 20 years ago? Easily, maybe 30 years ago. See, I'm old. See, I can sit back because I can look at it from 30,000 feet. I've been watching all of this and I don't forget shit. I don't forget shit. And I've been watching and I've been listening. He said it all the way back then, New World Order. People were like, what the New World? What the? Hey, let me turn on a football game. This is a brain dump. This video is for information, education, entertainment purposes only. Yeah, insolvent. Insolvent. No money. Too far out over the skis. The Matrix. China said, fuck around, find out. You fuck with our tankers, you got some shit coming your way. France made a deal. You just heard her. France made a deal. Hey, look, I don't know what that clown over there is doing, but look, our people, we need the oil. We need that, and we need the LNG. We need all that. Made a deal with Iran, made a deal with them. Philippines, got them on the horn. Hamane, hey Hamane, what's up, man? Hey, look, we need, oh, you're already working it out for us? Okay, all right, appreciate that. This is a brain dump. How you guys doing, by the way? Everybody doing all right? Okay. I don't know what else to say, y'all, other than I'm waiting for the day that I wake up, and I may hear about it before you guys, but I'm waiting for the day that they say either, let me say this before I say that. There's some content creators, so creative. There are a couple going around saying, so they're a little different, all of them, but they just come on and they say, you should do it. No, some of them are like that. You should do it. You know what to do. It's okay. And they're like, you're trying to catch where they're going. And they say, oh yeah, well, and they're going on and they're going on. And then you say, I'm getting it. I know what they're saying. I know what they're trying to say. They said, there's somebody out there that's watching this, and you have the wherewithal. And some of you say you look like, not like me, but you know, the YT people, they say you look like me and you should be the one to do it. Just do it. Just do it. And then they're going on and on and on. You guys getting what I'm saying here? Yeah, so you may hear about that too. You either hear about that or you hear about that he just croaked because of his cankles are all jacked up and they can't cover up. They can't put enough makeup on his hands. And they try to prop him up and shit. Did you see how he was leaning on the podium that day? Here's another thing. Speaking of his mental capacity, excuse me. There are experts now, that psychologists, psychiatrists, right, that are saying, and they've been saying this for years, y'all. But they're really coming out now. I mean, they're coming for all certifications, all these different types of therapists and whatnot, talking about this guy's straight up full-blown dementia. Full-blown, straight up sundowning, they call it, sundowners. Let me tell you, this is, and somebody said this and I was like, yeah, that does make sense. That makes sense. So whenever he's out in public, or whenever he's not up in wherever he hangs the closet or whatever he hangs at or whatever he's doing, when he's not out in front of a camera, where they have control of him to a certain extent, because he still spills shit out of his face. And they have to lean him, prop him up, and then they have to cover him all up with all the different paints and shit like that. The times that we see that he actually has dementia is when he's in his fucking bed. That's when we see it. And he posts it on the Liar Social. We see it. That's when we can see he's got dementia. We're gonna bomb you back to the Stone Age. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna make a little AI image of me portraying me as Jesus. That's dementia. And then try to come back and try to fold back on, oh no, I was just playing, that's not what that meant. You hear the shit he said, that meant the Red Cross. What the fuck? Dementia dude, get the fuck out of here. This is a brain dump. This video is for information, education, entertainment purposes. Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna be long, y'all, because I want to check out some more. I'm gonna check out this whole insolvency thing. Even though I knew that, that just came on, but I knew about it already. I knew. No money, none. In the hole, trillions in the hole. I told you guys before that I was going to do a whole video about how Israel is running this whole thing and how it's like straight up set up like the mafia. That's why those Congress people and the Supreme Court and your president of your United States, that's why all of them are acting the way that they're acting. It's just like any type of crime syndicate. You guys remember The Wire? I'm from Baltimore, right? We call it Beatmore. I'm from Beatmore. And you guys remember The Wire? You guys remember all that? So just think about The Wire. Think about any gangster film. Think about The Wire. Think about Godfather? That's another good one. Think about everybody loves Scarface. So think about all this. Think about how ruthless that was. Think about the people that were at the top and how they were bribing and all that. All that. That's what's going on here. They got all these people compromised, y'all. And you see how they're acting out. And this is the government that y'all, not everybody, that y'all put in there, knowing in advance that this guy had the propensity to be like this. He's always been like it all his life. But now you're seeing that they're all fucking cockroaches. Yeah, all of them. And y'all decided to put them back up in there. Before I get off of here, I would like to say, for all my brothers and sisters, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody, all human beings. But for us, the brothers and sisters, for staying our asses home. Well done. Let them burn their shit down. We will be okay. Our ancestors prepared us for this. All right, keep that in mind. Our ancestors prepared us for this. Thank you, my ancestors. Let them burn their shit down.